Hey, what's going on, guys? Joe here, coming at you today with a very requested video, how to queen walk. Now, this video, I've been down this road before. I've made this video before. I've actually been quite anxious about making this video because of the level of detail that I would like to go into. I'd like to cover as much as I possibly can. That way you guys can get a better understanding of the strategy itself. Now, the bulk of the content in this video is going to be recorded from Town Hall 9. Reason being, you actually get your Archer Queen at Town Hall 9 and not Town Hall 10 or 11. But a lot of the principles that you learn in this video can be applied at higher Town Hall levels. It just really depends on the level of your queen. Now, when it comes to the queen walk, I am a huge fan of the queen walk. It's a very diverse strategy used for farming, used for trophy pushing, used for clan war. Me personally, I am, like I said, a huge fan of the strategy due to the level of planning, the level of attention to detail, the level of timing, the amount that actually goes into the strategy, and how much it really requires you to have a well-rounded understanding of everything that you're using within the strategy, whether it's your wall breakers, your heroes, your healers, the spells that you're taking in your composition. So in this video, we're going to go into some very, very in-depth detail. If you want to stick around for that, by all means. The thing is when it boils down to it, if you actually look at a lot of the content creators, including myself, we've posted videos on YouTube, including a queen walk into something, hog riders or balloons or dragons, whatever. And the thing is that we failed to realize is that some of you guys might not even know how to queen walk. So that's something I aim to address today. We're going to talk about things like where do you start your walk, what level of queen should you walk with, how many healers should you take, how to deal with a clan castle, how to direct her for goodness sakes, and also what a queen charge is. That's another big question that I've had multiple times on multiple videos. So from here, we're going to go ahead and get into it, and you're not going to see me anymore throughout the rest of this video. It's going to be strictly detail and commentary. You guys enjoy, and let me know if you have any questions down in the comments below. Alright, so a queen walk is basically taking your Archer Queen and following it up with about 3 to 5 healers in order to keep the queen alive, and the concept is in order to take out a certain percentage of the base, about 30%, or setting funnels, going in and taking care of enemy clan castle troops, or taking care of enemy heroes. It's really base dependent and what type of strategy you're attempting to use. You're going to take a queen walk and tie it into some other form of army, whether it's balloons or hog riders, witches, bowlers. It really depends on what town hall level you're working at and what type of strategy and base you're trying to work on. When it comes to healers, common practice is to use about 4 healers. Due to the fact of the camp space that the healer ties up. About 14 camp space is what a healer ties up. And when it comes to your army at Town Hall 9 especially, it ties up about 25% of your army. So you don't want to tie up so much or commit so much to the Archer Queen walk. Now when it comes to the level of queen that you should use in order to queen walk, would be probably based off of your skill level. Now, if you are a new attacker or a new queen walker, I would definitely recommend waiting until you're about level 20 before attempting this strategy. Obviously, if you are an experienced attacker, experienced with queen walking, you can definitely do it with level 10 and above. The higher in level the Archer Queen is, the better her Royal Cloak ability is going to be, as well as the amount of damage per second she does per structure and how quickly she's able to move through the base. This will basically free up some time the higher the level she is, and also assist you with taking down more faster than the amount of time it takes in order to use a lower level queen. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to go into the queen's weaknesses, the healer's weaknesses, and this will give you a basis on what you're looking for and how you're going to address bases based off of the weaknesses of these troops and how you can save them. Alright, so starting with the healer is extremely weak to the Seeking Air Mine, the Air Bomb, the Air Defense, Wizard Tower, Archer Tower, and the Air Set Skeleton Trap. The Air Sweeper will push your healers away from your Archer Queen, which will cause you issues in healing her. Now, a common practice right now is dropping a balloon prior to dropping your healers in order to search for air bombs and seeking air mines. That way you do not lose any healers in the process. It's really a matter of how committed you are to the Queen Walk. Now, when it comes to your Queen, she's extremely weak to point defenses, archer towers, cannons, X-bows, as well as the hidden Tesla. They will put down your Queen quickly, especially when they're grouped up in 3 or more. You definitely don't want to walk into those unless you have a few rages on hand. All right, so when it comes to the queen's range and vision, it's really hard to determine this by looking at the map. What we're going to do here is go ahead and add a little bit of an effect here for you by adding this overlay. Now, the red ring here symbolizes the queen's attack range. The yellow ring symbolizes what she can actually see. Now, just because she can see it does not mean that she can attack it, but if it's unrestricted, she will definitely move towards it and take it out. This is what's meant by the 5-tile engagement area or attack range. Basically, in easier terms, is what she's going to shoot at. The yellow ring or the vision, it means what she can actually see, and if it's unrestricted like she just did, she's going to step in and try to take it out in the laboratory there, or the spell factory. And then from here on out, it's pretty much a given fact that she's going to continue on this path and work her way down the line in this direction and continue to take out all structures along this line. She will hug the wall in order to do that. Now, if we go to the opposite side, if you take notice of this compartment here has a tile splitting the defenses and structures in this compartment from each other. So this adds an additional tile, and it really changes what she's going to actually shoot at, meaning that she's not going to be able to reach the targets on the back row unless she can negotiate or hug the walls and reach in and shoot them. So basically what that means is the air defense down further in this compartment, as she comes back towards it, she is not going to engage it, and she's going to completely bypass it. So right now she's getting caught up on structures within her range that she can actually shoot at, and then she's going to turn around and engage this wizard tower, and then she's going to go all the way around, hug the wall, and take on the cannon. Now the problem with this is she's going to engage the cannon, but she's going to continue walking and going after the elixir pump following that, which is going to bring the healers within range of the air defense. This is something to take in consideration when you're planning your queen walk, on whether you're going to actually crack into the wall and go after the structures or the air defense in this case, or are you going to continue to bypass and just lose healers and basically waste the walk. Now, an example to fix this would be to bring wall breakers and open up the compartment, and then once this happens, she's going to actually change complete redirection, or she's going to target completely different than the previous replay. She's going to go actually into this base and engage that air defense. So you can see by bringing wall breakers and opening the compartment the difference on what actually happens in the replay opposed to the previous replay. The targeting is all changed. Now if there is a target that she actually cannot reach, but she's actually targeted it, she will get caught up on a wall, she will crack through that wall, and then she will go after that structure. Now let's go ahead and talk about the queen's placement, where we're going to place her and how we're going to direct her. So in this case here, in the previous lessons, we've learned that the air defense targets the healers, and without the healers, the queen will fail. So we need to make sure that we take out the air defenses, and it's really best practice to come in on the backside of the air defense. Guide your queen in a direction to take out the air defense to protect your healers, basically at an angle, if you will. So what we're doing here is we're using a wizard. You could easily use baby dragon or a minion or archers to take out structures and guide our queen to the right. That's the idea here. Now, since we've discovered or understand the 5-tile shooting range of our queen, or attack range of the queen, we know that she's going to step in and take out that air defense, and we don't actually have to crack her in this location. And then she's going to continue that walk. Now, with wall breakers, make sure that you wait till your defenses target the queen and then open up the compartment with your wall breakers. That way you're not wasting wall breakers. This is what's considered a queen charge, by taking the queen inside the base. Now again, same as before, you see where the air defense is located. We're going to try to get her to walk towards the right and take out that air defense, but since the tile in between the wizard tower and that air defense, we're going to have to open up the compartment and basically queen charge her into the base. Now we used baby dragon and a wizard to take out all those structures up in the north side, and now she's continuing her walk towards the south, just like we wanted. Now, since this archer tower here is currently under upgrade and out of use, we're gonna wait till the wizard tower targets our queen, and then open up that compartment with our wall breakers, and then we're gonna deal with a clan castle. So now when it comes to dealing with a clan castle, it's really based off of what's actually in the clan castle. A good practice is to bring 2 poison spells. 1 poison spell to weaken and slow down the troops, and the rage spells to assist the queen in, getting healed up prior to the next engagement, or boosting her DPS in order to assist with taking down the troops that are coming from the clan castle. When it comes to a lava hound, you don't really have to do any of that. Just take out the hound or leave it be. In this case here, we don't have a poison spell, but we did have a raged queen, and we will end up having to use the queen's ability trying to get rid of these balloons prior to her getting on, them getting on top of her. But what actually happens here is since they weren't slowed down and under poison, then they get in on that queen and take her down. Now, when it comes to P.E.K.K.A.s and Valkyries, you might want to just use the queen's ability in order to take out P.E.K.K.A.s, because obviously right there she just gets one-shotted and taken out. But a well-timed poison spell will slow everything down. You can drop a rage spell to boost up the power, but take note of the amount of damage being done to this queen by the P.E.K.K.A. It's probably just best to go ahead and use the queen's ability instead of a rage and get rid of that P.E.K.K.A. or Valkyries, because they're super powerful versus the queen. Now, with this engagement here with Tinkerbell, she's going to take on a Valkyrie, Baby Dragon, as well as the very popular Witch combination from the Clan Castle. She pre-stages the poison spell and then drops the rage spell to power through the remaining troops. Now, she's going to step in and take on the enemy Archer Queen as well, and she gets very lucky here, I think. I really want to say she got really lucky. I would have dropped a rage prior to getting in on this queen. She really rode the lightning there on the queen's health, but she gets the rage down at the end to get her back up prior to moving on to the engagement. Alright, so that really kind of leads us into how to keep your queen alive. That's one thing that a lot of newer players have a hard time doing. Clearly, the Royal Cloak ability is one method of keeping her alive, but again, it's very short-lived, and her health only goes up a certain amount. That's where the Rage comes into play. You can drop a Rage spell in order to get the health of the Queen back up, as well as boost her strength, but realistically, it's more for the healers and getting them boosted, healing the Queen faster, and that way she can continue to move on deeper into the base. Now, for Town Hall 10s, you have the freeze spells that you can freeze Inferno Towers for a certain period of time if the Queen is about to get in on an Inferno Tower, but that's really base dependent on and how well skilled you are with doing that. Also, with the Town Hall 11s, you have the Grand Warden's Eternal Tome ability that can be used with the Queen, and that will get her back to safety for a short period of time. But again, the Rage spell is one of the best methods of getting the Queen's health back up. You want to make sure that you drop it just slightly ahead of the Queen, but also encompassing the healers. Really takes a lot of practice on this one and knowing where to drop it. And then when it comes to taking on heroes, just like the enemy Clan Castle, the Rage spell is great to boost your Queen, to take down both heroes, as a matter of fact. You don't even necessarily need a poison spell. I've seen it said in places that you could bring a poison spell to slow the heroes down, but it just really seems like a little bit of a waste to me. It doesn't really seem like it plays that much of a role in taking down the heroes. Alright, so the strategy here is go in and take out the Dark Elixir. This is the farming strategy, and I think that's pretty much going to wrap us up for this video, guys. So let's go ahead and move on to the conclusion. Alright, so what better way to finish up this video? It's a lot of content, but we're going to finish it up with a live attack, okay? One of the things that I didn't mention in the video is actually how long you should walk before you, or commit to the walk before you actually start into the second phase of your attack. Now, I might get quiet on you for a moment because I'm going to be focused on this attack, and I don't want to actually fail the attack, but the thing is like you got to upgrade your heroes. The higher level the Queen is, the more successful or a lot more fun the Queen Walk actually becomes. I mean, realistically, Queen Walking is a lot of fun if you have a higher level Queen. If it's a low level Queen, it just becomes extremely difficult and it doesn't become any fun. But like I said, don't commit any more than a minute to the actual Queen Walk before you start transitioning into the second phase of your attack. Now, in this case here, I'm working with a Hog Rider army, so clearly the key things in this attack was to get rid of the enemy Clan Castle and enemy Queen. Now, the enemy Clan Castle is on the opposite side of the base, so we did take down the Queen, and now we're going to have to start transitioning into the second portion of our raid, which is going to be dropping our Golem, getting a few Wizards down, getting our Barbarian King down, and start funneling and getting these troops into the base. I got some bowlers in the Clan Castle. This is a composition that I've used before, but I've been out of the Town Hall 9 game for a while, and I'm starting to try to work on these things again and get back to proper timing and proper order when it comes to using these troops. Now, it takes a lot of practice, guys. It takes a lot of practice. I've been doing this for many years. At this point, it has been years that I've been doing this, and again, it's just really a basis of, timing and practice and how often you do these things. I would suggest if you're trying to Queen Walk and actually get really good at Queen Walking, then you should definitely try to do it quite frequently. You want to do it often. You don't want to just kind of pick and choose when you're going to do it. Build a farming army. I have a couple of videos in the farming composition for taking care of, or dark elixir farming with queen walk and stuff like that. But the more you do it, the more practice you have and the better you get at it. So again, right now we are finishing up with this raid. In the clan castle there was a hound, and the queen is going to have to crack through that wall to get in on those pups and take it down. So that could be like a deterring factor on shutting down this attack if that were the case, but since it was a dead base, I didn't really have a lot to worry about. So hopefully you were able to get something out of this video, guys. Drop some comments below if you still have questions on how to queen walk, some things I might have missed. Make sure you share them with everybody else. Smash that like button, guys. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and thanks for watching, guys.